Hi guys, I thought I'd jump on and flip through this little journal I've made as part of the 14-day challenge run by the Ugly Art Club. It was a 14-day challenge with 5 minutes of art for every prompt. You could do it every day or all at once. It was up to you. I decided to do it 5 minutes a day. And I love how it turned out, and it was so much fun because it just really challenges you when you do something just 5 minutes based on a prompt. You sort of get out of your thinking mode and you've just got to go for it. So what I did was I made myself a little journal, which I'll show you inside, and I got a bunch of supplies together so that I had some choice, so I didn't have to panic, and I didn't have to think too much about what I was going to use because I'd already decided ahead of time what I was going to use for the whole challenge. So what I did use was some leaf prints that I had made years ago, and I made a video on how I made those, and that was all with distress ink, and I embossed leaves. And so I used a bunch of those, mostly the ones that haven't turned out perfect, so that sort of went along with the theme of ugly art. Tried not to make it too pretty, tried not to think too much, and I decided all my focal points would be Tim Holtz dolls, paper dolls. So I just got out my paper dolls and decided on which one went with the page. And then I used Tim Holtz sticker books for the words that I decided to add as an extra embellishment and to just finish the page, because with 5 minutes you don't get a lot of time to do a lot. So I decided that I would use some words on each page because I love words on pages. I think it adds a little bit of embellishment and just a finishing off. You don't have to use words, of course, but that's just what I'm doing right now. And I just use these 3 sticker books, which are Chit Chat, Small Talk, and Clippings. And if I found something within a couple of minutes, all I did was just decide whether I was going to use white or black, and found something that seemed to go with how I was feeling at the time and the page as it turned out. So that's the materials, and also I have like a scrap bin full of sort of materials and things that I use, and I had a few pieces of bigger pieces of fabric sitting on in another basket, and if I saw it and I liked it and it went with it, I just grabbed it out and stuck it down. Anyway, let's have a look inside. So on the front page I have ended up using one of the pockets because I've used envelopes, and the idea was in the beginning that I would use all the pockets, but I haven't got to that because you only have 5 minutes, so that didn't end up happening. But I have used that after the challenge finished to make this cover page, and then just pop that in. And this was an old tag that I had made years ago, and I thought, well, that'll be cool for that pocket. So I just cut all the prompts out and inked them up, stuck them in, and then I've got them to take out and look at when I want to look at my journal and see what the prompt was that prompted me to make the page. So the Ugly Art Club sent you all of those prompts on an A4 sheet, so I've cut that out, and that was the title, and this is reminding me when I did it and what the challenge was. So the cover I've just left, the inside of the cover I've just left showing the sewing from the other sides, which I think is really cool. This first page, it's using those leaf prints like I said, and then there's a piece of material down there that was literally out of the scraps. Didn't have a lot of time, so I thought I'd use the stapler more during this, and then I just chose some words to go with it afterwards. And the prompt that day was swatch, and I tried to do swatches, in like 3, and it just wasn't working and was running out of time, so I ended up just having one swatch and putting a leaf down there. And then when I opened up one of the sticker books, it was never doubt your instinct, so I just like, yep, that's right, cool. Then this day here, I had picked up a leaf outside my workplace, and I had this leaf, and it just seemed to go with thick and thin. So I had a big leaf and a small leaf, and it just went. And then later on, after the 5 minutes the next day or something, I put some glossy accents on the leaf, but it has cracked a bit since, but I think that's still quite cool. But it's just giving it a little bit of gloss and making it look like the leaf was when I picked it up, which was wet, and they look lovely when they're wet and not so great when they're dry. So I put glossy accents on. I'm sure most of you are familiar with glossy accents and what that does. If not, I'll leave a question down below. I'm happy to answer your questions. And then this one says, you are capable of becoming more than you realise. And yeah, we all need some positive affirmations. And so this is a little bit what this book has turned out. A lot of affirmations to do with creative journeys and things like that. So that's really cool. So thick and thin, that was number 2. Number 3 was galaxy, and I had these stars already punched out and I knew where they were, so I just got them out of my little embellishment boxes and stuck them on. The only thing that took a while, like a few minutes to do, was just the stenciling, because I already had the leaf print done, so I didn't make this whole background in the 5 minutes. I already had the background, stuck that down, stenciled, stuck the stars on, chose some words, and of course choose to shine goes with stars, so that was that one. Next one was tangled, and I just grabbed some of the threads that were in my scrap bin. I always have threads in here, and chucked a butterfly on it. That was I think I used a couple of butterflies that weren't the Tim Holtz people, but it was the Tim Holtz ephemera, and so just thought that went. And this is just some scrappy stuff there, and I can probably tuck that in, and I've used staples there to make it just to stick together quite quickly. That's some thread that came out of the sewing machine when I haven't sewed right. Then number 5 was numeral, and that was a Tim Holtz ephemera piece as well. And I just put that on with half a ticket there, some lace, and I've got some cheesecloth, tea stain cheesecloth underneath there to just layer it up. And that was also out of the little scrap box. So like I say, literally each piece did take the 5 minutes as it was supposed to be, but I had all these things sort of on my desk in my scrap bins. And then this one was amber, number 6. So I had this sort of ambery coloured background, had this sari silk ribbon in my scrap bin, and just stuck that down. And then I have got a little dried hydrangea petal there, and that is this sort of tape. Found it at the $2 shop, and I have no idea what it's really supposed to be for, but I have seen other people use this sort of stuff. Saw it at the $2 shop, so I grabbed it ages ago. So I used that to reinforce down most of the pages, because I just thought it would look cool. And there was a little scrap that was left over, so I stuck that there. And a little bit of lace, again, out of the scrap box. This one says the journey is the destination, and this one was for the prompt pasted, number 8. And I literally just used all the scraps that I had left over from creating these pages and stuck them down, and just like took the full 5 minutes to decide where I wanted it, and then just stuck it all down. And the words just popped out when I opened up the sticker book, and those are the ones I just stuck down. So yeah, that was that one. The next one was photo number 7, and this again is out of the Tim Holtz ephemera pack. I think I don't even know what that pack's called, sorry. I will think about it and leave the link in the description box below if it's still available. But it came with the, it's got the numeral and things like that in it. And I have never used much of that pack, so it was good to get that out and use it. This was again in the scrapbooks. This is some copper mesh ribbon that I got years ago from Stampin' Up. And I used staples to staple that down. That was out of the clippings sticker book, and again another hydrangea petals, and just kind of went with this page over here. That's why I used that. And this piece here was an image out of a glossy sort of a floral book that I covered over with the backing off of napkins or serviettes, and to take the gloss off, take the shine off, and I happened to sort of see that in my scrap bins to the side of my desk, so popped that in too, just for something different. So that was the photo one and the pasted one. I actually accidentally put them around the wrong way. That's all right. And then this one was text. And I just made the background of the page the text, and decided the clipping stickers was the way to go for this one because of the text theme. I already had made that frame a while ago, and I framed up nicely one of my leaf prints, and then because I was trying to rush for the 5 minutes, I didn't even think about the fact that I was covering up my beautiful leaf print when I popped these little ladies down in the frame. And I was quite annoyed actually that I'd done that, because I'd lined up the leaf really perfectly with my frame and then popped it on, and then I thought it needed something else, so I got my people out and then I plopped them on, and trying not to think too much, I just glued it down, and then I went, oh my goodness, I've just covered up my leaf, and I was really annoyed. But anyway, I still like how it turned out. And this one here was muted, and I couldn't think of what to do for muted when I was there that day. I wasn't feeling it, so I decided to go to the opposite and chose to shine. And it was sort of it's just sort of a feeling I got when I saw the little girl in my pile of people, and yeah, it just came together, and I made these out of the Dymo label maker, and yeah, that's how that one came about. Now the next one is continuous line, and I literally just had this scrap here, and when I opened up the sticker book, well, love that little boy on this leaf background, but I love the little boy. And then when I opened up when I opened up the sticker book, it was the clipping sticker book, and they have some really odd things in them. And when I saw every road should have a path, I thought, oh my gosh, what does that mean? And I even had to Google it to sort of see what it meant. I couldn't find anything, but anyway, I thought it still went with the page. And this embossed sort of background was again in my scrapbooks. So it was all just grabbing things out of the scrapbooks, literally, and then just popping them down. And I just can't believe I can do that these days, because I used to have a plan and spend ages looking at Pinterest before I did anything. And now with these type of challenges, they really, really make you just start gluing and sticking down. Now, the one I did have trouble with was tick marks. I wasn't really feeling doing the hatches or ticks everywhere. I didn't have any people that went with ticks. I didn't have any other embellishments that were anything like ticks. So I just thought, well, I'll use some words and have like check boxes with ticks in them. And I did actually take a while to think about this one. But then once I got it, I just got this piece of material out of the box, decided it was going there, decided on the butterfly, and then I did actually walk away, come back after dinner, and I had that idea, and that was that. So probably a total of 5 minutes, but yeah, not any longer than that. Yeah, so I was pleased with how that turned out, considering I was stumped by it, but yeah, that was cool. Then craft, I did have this tag. It was made at the same time as I made this prompt list thing. You can tell it's the same embossing folder I've used, and it was the craft colour, and I just put that down on top of some book page, and grabbed my Tim Holtz People Person, popped them in, grabbed these small talk tickets, small talk, no, what is it called? Small talk, yep, small talk, sticker book, and chose some words, and that was it, 5 minutes. This one here was All That Glitters, number 14. So All That Glitters was the gold piece of sari trim that has been sitting in that scrapbox of material for ages. So it just seemed obvious, because it's been always in my mind that's there, because it just keeps sitting there and it's just there every day. So it was obvious to use that. And then I like sort of giving the people background sometimes, so I pop that on, and this is a piece of book page in the background, and I just did a little bit of stenciling. So that was the bit that took the longest, is getting out my stenciling, and then I'd already sort of chosen the people I was going to use there, and I popped that on and chose some words out of the small talk sticker book once again. And then the last one was sort of a bonus prompt, because it was meant to be a 2-week challenge, and this is the bonus, Flora. So number 15, I'd originally thought when we had these prompts that I was going to use Flora for my the journal cover. Once I decided to make a journal cover, I thought these pages were just going to end up being a cover, and then I decided along the way that I was going to make this proper soft cover. And yeah, so this again was in the scraps on my desk. Popped a piece of hydrangea petal there, and it just seemed so simple. So the words live simply, give generously. I know there's another quote that says there is beauty in simplicity or something like that, and that's what I was looking for, but that one popped out to me first, so I popped that on, and then that was that. And so that is the 14-day challenge from the Ugly Art Club. Thank you to the Ugly Art Club, because I really enjoyed it. Thank you for putting it on. Thank you for sharing your free prompts with us. It's awesome, and I hope it inspired some of you to take part in these challenges. They're good for creative practice and practicing letting go of your overthinking and just making art really quickly, because it doesn't matter if it doesn't turn out. It's only paper, right? So there you go. I'll catch you next time. Don't forget to check the link if you're interested in how to make the cover. And if you did like the video, please like and subscribe. It would be really awesome if you did that. And I'll see you next time. Bye.